Well, hello again, friends. Thanks for joining if you are indeed watching. Sorry for the late notice again. But what I actually got caught up doing this morning was tweaking around with Farnborough scenery despite somebody else already having it locked out. So I don't want to spend a huge amount of time on it just because I think it may be updated. But it was certainly a bit janky when we came in yesterday, and I've tweaked some main bits. Probably end up just keep tweaking it and not actually get finished, but never mind. You can see I've been waiting for a few minutes. I'm slightly better prepared today. So we're sat here in the comfy FBO chairs. So we've got 45 minutes or so. No, gone on here, I've walked into the table. Got 45 minutes or so before we need to get going.
Welcome to Hot Start Flight Support. How can we help you today?
Well, let's take Charlie Lima Bravo. We are going to have 3 crew core packs, and we're going to need some fuel, and we're off to Inverness.
Of course, Captain. I'll get that organized for you right away.
Right, so just in the background here, loading up the Lanta. So that's running, VATSIM's running. OBS is running, should be good. And here we are outside. The sun has finally come out. Although the wind is forecast to pick up, it seems to be a relatively nice day. So the old scenery had a lot of this junk around, and some of the newer aprons here were not done. The terminal was a bit better than this, but I just put the ground floor in, and I didn't realise you can actually make curved terminals here. So I've done that. I've bumped these hangers up a little bit. Could do with an office or something, or some building on here. In reality, these are all curved, I think. Tower's not perfect, but a little bit more realistic than what was there. I don't know what that building is, but that'll need to go. So a little bit of tweaking. Let's pop the AP battery connection. It's in the equipment bay that isn't modelled. Can open up the door. Start stowing the pins. Connect the main battery with the screw-on terminal, which may be for an overnight. Undo. That switch is definitely down. And for safety's sake, we will leave it down so that this doesn't shut as soon as hydraulic power is applied. Well, there's certainly no ice on these wings, is there? This looks good. And of course the shadows look significantly better in sunlight rather than in overcast conditions. Anyway, quick open up the windows in the cabin. Maybe I should just not bother with this, especially seeing as we have a cabin crew member. I'm pretty sure that jets don't fly without one. Unless you might be a fractional owner, you can have a fraction in anything, I believe. So circuit breakers, they all look in, down here, down here. These are the ones I can check anyway. Emergency equipment, torch. Is there an axe that side? Fire extinguisher. Do the lamp test. Sit in the grown-up seat. So, circuit breakers, emergency equipment check, hydraulic pumps. We can see that they are all off. No steer down here is off and matches my hardware. Landing gear lever is down. Flight spoiler operates and is stowed. Flaps are up outside and up inside. I don't have anything mapped to that, I just use keyboard. ADG manual release down here on the right is stowed. So the battery master can come on. So we have a lot of dings. DC electrics. So we'll go those. 22 volt DC minimum. Yes, you can just about see that. FireX monitor. So engine 1 and left and right, 1 and 2 both okay. APU do okay. Detection systems. Box the CAS for this. Fail. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 caution. Then warning. 3 red, 3 green.
Overheat.
4 and
Jet
5.
pipe overheat. Jet pipe overheat.
Nav lights are already on because I leave them on. So we're ready to start the APU. I did take a note of the fuel that we took yesterday that we had left over. So we should have 2400, not quite showing that at the moment. I'm sure it will perk up. If you are watching, do say hi. There is a bribe. You do have to subscribe to be able to post in chat. Feel free to ask any questions. So let's start the APU up. Now there's a limitation at Farnborough on an hour's APU pre and post departure, so we'll aim to stick to that, although we're planning to depart on time. What do we have? APU on, starting. And I think you should just be able to hear the APU starting up in the background. So APU gen off, APU is available, APU come on. Fuel's indicating 2400, so that's good. Systems have come alive. Let's pop the PFD up here for you. And DC electrics, check those.
Flight compartment checklist. AC and DC electrics.
So looking at all those TRUs, they're all millivolts looking at loads. Check DC, sorry, check the AC. Battery charger working.
Nav lights, logo light.
Nav lights on, logos off.
Cockpit lights.
So everything on for will do us.
Lamp test.
I think the fuel is going to come in, so let's pause there for a moment. Will those lamps work? So we're going to need 6,872 pounds for blocks. So I've rounded that up to 2,9. We've got 2,4 on board, so we need 4,500 pounds.
Just let me know how much fuel you need, or would you like to go tanks full today?
Divide that by 2.205. Gives us our fuel mass in kilos, which is 2,040. Divide that by the density, which today is 0.807. Can you guys see that on the screen? Anyway, it's just in that box up on the top left. Means that we need 2,529 in litres. $2,520 or 2,560, so let's go 2,560.
All right, I'm gonna go start up the pump.
So, put those on. Once pressure comes on, we'll do a quick shut-off test. There you go, which works. Let him fill the wings for us. So, lamp test. It's on the right side. On the left side. I didn't see any of those not working, do you?
Duct monitor.
Test.
Bleed air.
So we have
duct.
we've got 5 warnings.
Bleed air.
One
Duct.
duct test okay. 4 switch lights. Loop A okay. Loop B okay.
FMS database status.
I guess that's the sim default, is it? June 24.
FMS flight plan uplink. ATIS.
So I don't think there's any ATIS. We'll just request the weather. We'll Echo Golf Lima Foxtrot is where we are. Echo is where we're going. And our alternate is Upper Hotel.
Anti-skid.
Checked.
Nose door.
So we have the switch down, just double check and make sure it is clear.
Hydraulic 3A pump.
On.
Brake pressure.
Wait for 3000 psi on the inboard brakes. Which we have.
Parking brake.
Set. And indicated.
Nose door.
Let's go outside and close that. Take the parking, take the chock out, now the parking brake is on. So, check was nose door closed, it is.
Hydraulic panel and pumps.
So, quantities, pressures, sensible. Which is unserviceable, which we can't change. Pump 3 A pressure, well, it is obviously 3000 psi. Move it on and 3 to on, and it should go in white. So you're meant to do it that way. You can see that that does work. Do the same with 1B, 2B, and check that the hydraulic low pressure left and right, 1 and 2 go out, which they have. We'll then pop them down. And they come back quite quick. I think in reality there's meant to be a bit of time between those.
Electric panel.
Gen 1 and Gen 2 on.
AC DC utility switch.
On and extinguished.
Start ignition panel.
Out.
Fuel panel.
3. Lights out. Boom. Easy fuel pump check. We're going to just do it and see it rather than vocalize it.
APU LCV.
On. Indicated.
10th stage isolation valve.
Refueling is
Indicated.
complete, Captain. Do you need anything else?
So, fueling's complete. 6820 indicated. Looking for 687269. Looks like we're going to get what we need. And that has got an additional 1.6 pounds to arrive overhead with 4,000 pounds.
Okay, just one
So we've
quick
got
signature on here, and I'll be on my way.
So that's 2,600, 49.28 on the invoice. Put it on my BP fuel card, please.
Here's a copy for your records. Have a nice day.
So where were we? 10th stage isolation valve is on.
Packs.
On.
Air conditioning panel.
Give you a better view. Normal, ram airs out, extinguished, guarded, cockpit temperatures, cabin set. The control is to cabin.
Pressurization panel.
So man out, centered, man rates, way around to the left. Manual, indicated. Off, fault light illuminates, both clear. Emergency depress is out, extinguished and guarded. And we're looking at an elevation of 31 feet, which is practically zero, with an expected QNH quite low of 1,000. Which is 2950, so about there, about right. And the rate selector is mark.
Bleed air panel.
Out and off It Valley.
Supplemental ground wing anti-ice panel switch.
Down there is out and extinguished.
Cal anti-ice switches.
Up here, push them in. There's no Cal anti-ice cautions. Out.
Anti-ice panel.
Wing switches off. Left and right heats are off. Cal switches are out. Then we do this. Shield heat times 4, okay. Set to reset. And then we get windshield heat. Ice detection. Ocean ice. And then wing overheat. Listening for the oral. Overheat warning.
Wing overheat.
And anti-ice
Wing
test okay with
overheat.
left and right heats
Wing
eliminated.
overheat.
Emergency lights.
They are currently off and are indicated as such. Them to on. Get the info and then we would go in the back and check them, but they're not modelled. On, no caution.
Passenger signs.
On,
ELT.
here, armed.
Glare shield panel.
Not set there yet.
Crew and passenger oxygen.
So what do we have? 1870. Just need a refill. Works. Works that side.
DCU warning panel.
Out extinguished and guarded.
CVR.
Test. Hold it down. Light comes on.
Audio panels.
So SPS switch, audio panel set. Same on this side, SPS switch, audio panel is set.
SPS system.
Trim goes all the way down. So SPS test left and right. We're looking for stall fail, A and B. Fail. Mission A and B. Stall warning. The pilot, sorry, disconnect cancels it. G switch. Uses. Yeah, we do on the other side, but I can't. Let go, and it all stops.
Integrated standby instrument.
Is not currently set. Let's have a look. 1016 in London. A difference.
Clock.
Flights reset. UTC is correct.
EFIS. ICAS.
Yes. Sensible.
Main landing gear bay overheat.
Do the fail first. Checked. Gear bay overheat.
Gear bay
And
overheat.
warning.
TOS warning switches.
Out extinguished guarded. Should be able to see it this time, seeing as we have. Go.
Flight slope. Pull
Actually aligned, unlike yesterday.
up. Wind shear. Wind shear. Wind shear. Terrain. Terrain. Pull up.
Test complete.
Pitch and roll disconnects.
There they are, both there, both stowed.
Ground spoilers.
Auto.
Thrust reversers.
Emergencies are out and the reversers are armed.
Thrust levers.
Left full free. Shut off. Right. Free and shut off.
Engine speed switches.
Both on.
Engine vibration check.
2.4 and VIB.
Oral warning. Smoke detector.
Smoke
Smoke.
and toilet baggage bay warnings.
Smoke.
Trims. Mock trim.
So if anyone is saying anything in chat, I can't see it, so I do apologise if you are. So trim check. Stab 2 in op. So both operate correctly and clacker in both directions. Stab trim, mac trim, come back on. 2 mac trim, stab 1 in op. Both operate correctly and I can disconnect it. So stab 1 and 2 switch lights go in. Neither channel info is displayed. The status message and the stab trim caution is not displayed. Mac trim goes in. Mac trim caution is not displayed. We'll set the trim for takeoff. And I'm not going to check aileron and rudder. Let's go for 6.
Yacht dampers.
1, 2. In, no caution.
Reversionary inhibit switches.
They're all down there, untouched.
IRS.
There they are, both in nav.
CPDLC.
Not required.
TCAS.
You can see both of those.
TCAS system test OK.
And while we're here, I will set our call sign.
ATIS and clearance.
So let's get the weather. So as far as I can see, there's nobody online. (13:50) 20 minutes ago. We have 240.11. Put in the 10k, scattered at 1,900 feet. Temperature of 13. Dew point of 9. QNH of 1016. Both set. Clearance, we are looking at HAZEL RNAV departure. That's going to take us south, and then we're going to be going north. I don't think there are any other departures that are suitable, so HAZEL just cuts off the Goodwood departure. I think actually we might just have a look at the... No, okay, HAZEL makes some... does it make some sense? We're going to go HAZEL, SAM, Pepis, when really I think we would just expect... We'd file this, and this is a Eurocontrol validated route. We would expect probably just to go straight ahead to Pepis on a noise preferential routing, which looks like it would be a turn to the right at 3.4 on track, especially seeing as we can climb like an absolute rocket. But we'll fly it as filed. As for these, the MSA out here to the west, which is the direction we're going in, is 2300, so we'll be above that pretty quick. I'll show you that on the charts in a moment. So,
FMS flight
no
plan.
one to get clearance
Wind
from.
update. Perf.
Let's have a look at the flight plan. So, routing HAZEL 2 Foxtrot to HAZEL. Lima 620 to SAM. Back 41 to SILVA. Upper Mike 605 to Daventry. Upper Yankee 53 to SAPCO. Upper November 57 to Pole Hill. Upper November 601 to Tower. Direct FOYLE. November 560 to NESDI. Direct GUSSI. And then in. I haven't looked at the approaches yet, but I think there's no stars. I think what we'll end up doing is going to whatever the initial approach fix is, not just going straight in. But that is correct. We're gonna, with the wind at 240, it's straight down the run, so of course it's going to be use. So flight plan, wind update, perf. I'll do the perf first. It is 13 degrees. So, 4 packs, an extra crewman, about £100 worth of bags. I'll tell you what, maybe a bit more, should we say 125 with the golf clubs. Sense fuel 6880, alternate cruise is fly level 230. No winds yet. I'll leave that as it is. Fuel reserves 875, so 1,000 gives us a good buffer or a warning. We can request the flight plan wind update to give us accurate times. 111 en route, so estimated time en route at the moment, and then that may change. Tim Brief was giving some interesting yo-yos on the way up.
Takeoff data.
Takeoff data. So 24011 is the wind. Everything else is correct. 11 knot headwind. 8,000 foot runway. We are on the... How do I do it like this? You can even see the aeroplane. Now, there's no real difference taking Delta versus Charlie, so it makes sense time-wise and runway-wise to go via Charlie. I think we'd have more than performance available to go via Delta, but we'll do sort of right initial left down here and out. Actually, we'll go via Bravo 1. Makes sense too. So 111 on the wind. Sorry, 111 time with the wind. Apparently no change. Okay. So what do we need? 3437 feet. Have a look on the chart for the takeoff minimums. Runway head or from Bravo. The runway head is 5768. Be sure we can use the stopway for takeoff, can't we? I thought it said somewhere here that you could use stopways. So it's saying runway head, which means the very end, or Bravo 1. Those are the only takeoff permitted. Anyway, 6,000 foot from here. We only need 3437. So we're golden. 3-speed descent. Nothing I saw on the departure, but let's double check. That is on there. So there is the departure. As you can see, we're going to be going out this direction. 3,000 is our initial climb. So there's no need to shoot up like a rocket. You can just maintain 3,000 away. But looking at traffic online, if there's nothing about, then it'll be going down here. Self-clear. So we have TCAS, and there's no ATC online. Should easily make that 1440. There is a minimum climb gradient of 6.3% to 930. Easily made. So, what was the check? Takeoff data done.
Avionics and charts.
So, I'm currently happy with these. We have the aerodrome chart, there's no real parking chart. And that's our departure. Runway heading. 241. So how are we going to fly that? So straight ahead to Lima Foxtrot Whiskey 01, left 226, to 02, max 210, and 1440 above, stop on 3, fine. Then ASLAP 210 at 3, 210, 250 at HAZEL, and those bearings and distance correct, at least within the bounds of error. So PFDs are set, and we're happy with our charts being used.
Flight instruments.
It's an RNAV departure, so we'll arm that. Max 210, so we can go to 200. So the horizon is level, with a heading of approximately 060 degrees, which is indicated on the standby compass. First waypoint, FMS1 is our active nav. First waypoint is Lima Foxtrot Whiskey 01. Checked, which is a flyover. I'll put Sam in a moment, so at least we can get some guidance to that. V1 is 113, rotates 121, V2 is 132, and safety is 153 with 200 bugged. TOTO left side flight director armed, LNAV armed, out select armed, and our initial stop altitude is 3,000 feet. The VSI is 0, airfield elevation is 238, approximately correct. 1016 is set, and 90.0 N1TO, and N1TO on the ATS.
Departure briefing.
Discussed. Oh, look, we're pretty early. We're going to be waiting for the packs for a bit. We are going to taxi out, and we'll go all the way to Bravo 1. Take off from there, where we have ample distance. We're climbing straight ahead until we get to the first waypoint. In Foxtrot Whiskey 01, left 226. Max 210, so we'll just remain at 200, comfortable enough. Needs to be above 1440, which we should be. Then level off at 3, follow that departure. Might look at traffic. There's Zulu. Go from there, but Southampton is down over here. 1335 we can set. So I'll put that nav1. If we are going to do a cheeky departure, the DME it will be 11155. So actually let's put that on nav1A, which I think it already was. So we've got DME from either runway, depending on which one's in use, and of course in X-plane we tend not disable either end because you could get given a tailwind approach, whereas if you say disable non-approach ILS you have to select it.
Hello, Captain. It's Jenny from Hot Start Flight Support. Your
Jenny.
passengers have arrived. Shall I have them brought to the plane?
Good timing, isn't it? Yes, please.
Understood. They'll be there in a couple of minutes. Anything else?
That's it.
Always a pleasure. Take care.
Think about this barrier here. Maybe that should be a bit higher. Good. So they're on their way. Discussed our departure.
Emergency procedures.
We have an issue. It'll be straight ahead and either come straight back or go somewhere else. Odium's directly ahead. Gatwick's not that far away if we need a longer runway, nor is Heathrow. MSA's 2300.
Pins, covers, chocks.
I took them out.
Cabin lights, water heaters, master seat. Flight compartment checklist complete. Engine start checklist next.
So we're just waiting on our passengers. Still don't see anything in chat, so apologies if you have said hi. Genuinely can't see it. Wonder if we'll have on my phone. No, because I don't have YouTube Studio on my phone. It's not one of the best apps. It's certainly not much use when I am streaming. I certainly don't find that it is. If anybody else knows to make it useful, that'd be grand, but I think it's mostly for uploading your content.
Hello, Captain. Hope you are doing well today.
Yes, I am, thanks.
Great. There's nobody else coming along today. So as far as we're concerned, we're all good to go.
Excellent. We better get going then. Right, there we go. So I've just I just closed and opened YouTube again, and I can see Black Knight said hi. Thanks very much for joining me. Yes, all is good today. Apart from I did chuck a load of coffee over myself this morning. Not liquid coffee, but ground coffee. So that's a new skill. Opening the bag and exploding everywhere. I did have my coffee, so that's the main thing in the morning.
Engine start checklist. Doors. Closed. Parking brake and pressure. Checked and set. Fuel quantity and balance.
So it is about 150. The limit's 400. We'll sort that out just before we go.
Beacon.
Before I do that, we would have asked for that. I am not on Unicom. I am now. Transponders on. So see we've been cleared to start.
On. Fuel boost pumps.
What am I doing?
On.
Yeah.
Ignition.
I think we used A and B yesterday, so we'll use A again.
Armed. Engine 2 start.
So hand signal start 2. I think we can do it on the headset as well, but need to know your hand signals. Clear to start engine number 2. Starting engine number 2. There you go, N2's rising, oil pressure's rising, looking for 20%, less than 120, and M1 turning. Check, fuel on, fuel flow on, fuel flow is increasing, ITT is increasing, oil pressure is increasing as well. Pilsner. Thanks for joining, buddy.
Fuel system.
So right's running, we're looking for left low. Caution left and right pump. Left low. Checked.
Engine 1 start.
Start engine number 1. Cleared start engine number 1. Starting engine number 1. Lights on. N2's increasing. Oil pressure's increasing. 20%. Less than 120. M1 turning. Check. Fuel on. Fuel flow's increasing. ITT's increasing. Oil pressure's increasing.
Engine start checklist complete. After start checklist, next.
Gatwick traffic, easy 101 taxiing via...
Joys. So 2, 4, 6, 4, 2 stable engines.
After start checklist. Generator 1 and 2. On, checked AC and DC. Ignition.
DC's checked.
Disarmed. Packs. On. 14th stage. Open. Cowl anti-ice. On. Check 45 seconds. Flight controls.
So full forward, full aft, full left, full right, full left rudder, full right rudder, and all correct.
Ground spoilers.
So auto and go to disarm. No, I went the wrong way. There you go. Disarm, no deployment. Back to auto. Arm and they deploy. Back to auto and they stow.
Flight spoilers.
All out. To half. To stowed.
Cowl anti-ice.
On.
Supplemental ground wing anti-ice. Test on. Fuel balance.
Let's sort that one out while I think about it. Still within.
Trims.
1, 2, 3 set for takeoff.
No steer.
Chocks are out. Ground crew are clear.
Armed. APR.
Test 1. Okay. Test 2. Okay.
ADG unit.
Light comes on. Hold it until it goes out, which it has.
Supplemental ground wing anti-ice.
Waiting for that. There we go.
Cowl anti-ice.
Turn those off and
Off. Wing anti-ice. Norm. 14 stage isolation valve.
open. Light on, closed, light off.
Wing anti-ice.
So wing anti-ice on, advisory, yes. Left and right heats illuminated, yes. Yellow N2.
Checked. Off.
Do the standby as well.
ATS. N1 TO. ATC TCAS. TARA. After start checklist complete. Taxi checklist next.
What did I just hit? Ah, I didn't. Solenoid. Here we go. Both level. So, let's have a look at what's going on. This one might be inbound. So what are we now? 1435. 1436, 65, 90. Clear left, clear right. Barbara traffic, fraction 8 Delta Foxtrot, Challenger 650, taxiing holding point Bravo 1, runway 24 via Bravo from the north apron, Barbara traffic.
Taxi checklist. Taxi lights. On. Wing and cowl anti-ice.
Not required.
Brakes and steering.
Brakes worked. Full rudders available. Gonna head off in this direction. So right rudder, ball left, attitude steady, everything increases. So there are meant to be hold lines. So left decrease, decrease, ball right, everything steady and happy.
Reverse thrust.
Left checked and stowed. Right. Checked and stowed. That message has come up. Could have been a lot worse. What are we talking about? Help me out, help me out. As you can see, I've deleted a lot of taxiway lines that were gibberish. I think I had to recreate these hangars over here on the right. And we're just going to go straight ahead. Let's have a look at the charts. A. Put some of that reverse out just because we're getting a little bit quick. Straight ahead to Bravo, easy.
If taxiing the de-ice, pause checklist here until a paper de-ice checklist is complete. Flaps. 20. Altimeters. Set and cross-checked. Radar weather. On. Takeoff
Put the
briefing.
terrain on. I'll do that at the hold.
Taxi checklist complete. Before takeoff checklist next.
So... Oh, the coffee, yeah, could have been worse. Better than hot coffee, although it was a pain to clear up. So, Gatwick sounds busy. This guy looks like he's coming in, not talking to anyone. Wonderful. Absolute standard gash for VATSIM. Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. Wonderful. It's an expensive trip to Farnborough in a... I won't say what it is.
Before takeoff checklist. Passenger signs. Advised on. Anti-collision light. On. Pros. On. Windshield heat. On. Wing and cowl anti-ice.
Not required.
Continuous ignition. On. ATC TCAS. TARA. Supplemental ground wing anti-ice beam. Checked. CAS. Takeoff config OK.
Checked.
Landing, pulse, recog lights.
Oh, I've still got a reverser deployed, that's why we're not going anywhere.
After takeoff checklist next.
Bad drills. Farnborough traffic, fraction 8 Delta Foxtrot, lining up, departing runway 24 Hazel 2 Foxtrot, Farnborough traffic. Assuming that clown has got off the runway. Oh wait, he hasn't.
Traffic easy 17 Echo Quebec, IDS 26 left, 6 miles.
Approaching 2-4.
So, nobody else seen. We're going to be 3 minutes early.
On runway 24.
So, is this still on the runway? What's he doing? Is he off the runway? Well, I mean, this is just normal for VATSIM, so shall we just YOLO? Farnborough traffic, fraction 8 Delta Foxtrot, taking off runway 24, Farnborough traffic.
Traffic, short 9 kilo, fully established 275.
On runway 24. On runway 24.
Checked.
B1. Rotate.
Wonderful. Nice little bit of moronic parking there.
Positive rate. Gear up.
So, safe height, safe speed. Lap up. Let's get that pitch sorted out. It's quite a pitch change.
After takeoff checklist. Landing gear. Up. Flaps.
Well, there we go. I thought I had hit them up. I had not. Right, there we go. I did hit flaps up. Oh, I know why. Because I'm pressing 1 and it's in the VATSIM window. That was a messy departure. Maybe I need to assign something to the flap lever.
0.
Get it real
Thrust
on.
reversers. Off. Ignition. Off. Pressurization. Checked. PAX transition. Completed. N1. Climb set. AP
How are we doing for
generator.
traffic?
Off. APU. Shut down. Passenger signs.
That didn't sound good. Passenger signs will leave on.
CAS.
Checked and clear.
After takeoff checklist complete.
Oh, we're at 31 as well. Didn't check that. Bad drills. So why don't we just go direct Pepis? Let's see if there's anybody about. Oh, just having fun, poking about. Are they going to get in our way? So let's do a Zulu to Pepis. Any objections? Apart from the fact it might take us outside controlled airspace. So we'll
2500.
clear that speed restriction. Set ourselves up with a climb. Once we get out this turn, we'll accelerate. Sleeping on alert, but that's just because the ATS is a bit sluggish. Should have done that manually. Just comfortably be able to get
setting
2,000 feet a minute without pointing that far up. So why is she moaning at me? We do need to go standard now. I've set it. Oh no, that was my bad. The Zulu was still 210. Let's accelerate to 250. Should still have ample performance. Anybody else around? No. Happy. Expecting an arrival QNH of 1000, so get that set now. Off the SID, cheeky little shortcut. Looks like a nice-ish day. I think there's meant to be a warm front set about. It is obviously quite warm. Although would that mean a cold front is coming in? Yeah, I think it was actually a warm front yesterday and a cold front over the UK today. But I haven't looked. Overhead Pepis. So we've avoided Lasham down there to our 5 o'clock, Odium out to our 4 o'clock. So not a bad call to be honest, although guess what, it's the weekend, Odium's going to be shut. Rise don't do a Lars on the weekend, that's no time to shut as well. Hope they don't still get paid for it. There's just not enough military controllers anymore to provide said services. Not really enough military doing any flying, especially at the weekends anymore either. So, approaching 10. Get the aeroplane accelerating up to 300. Lights, logos off, pressurization, cabin out's 900, climbing at 300, altimeter's 4.1. So that's sensible. Go for pitch, please. I did want to be a little bit lower than that. It's a bit sluggish. So it looks like it should be relatively smooth sailing. Signs can come off. Whereas 5 degrees a bit steep. Just keep an eye on the N1 while we're climbing in pitch. Oh, Birmingham. Good, looks like things are opening, but no good for us. Neither of those are our alternates either. So as we start to approach our climb N1, switch to flight level change. So passing 200, cabin out's at 2,400, climbing at 600 feet a minute, comfortable. Overhead Cowley, it's got Benson underneath us, Chalgrove slightly out to the left, Silva's ahead, so Whitewater is out to about 4 o'clock. Oxford is out at about 15 miles to our 11 o'clock, and Halton is about the same to our 2 o'clock. We could get this into Oxford, I think we have before. Should we tune up Daventry? And then after Daventry, 121 is Pole Hill. drop in once we get to SILVA, because we're outbound on our radial from Sam. No, we're not. Quebec 41 would have been, so it isn't quite after Cowley. So no ortho. I'm up here, do you really need it? Gets a bit samey. But one thing you do notice, certainly I think I notice, is now that there is some haze below that cloud level, below that cloud layer, that doesn't really matter because you can't see as far. Oh, that haze looks really good, doesn't it? Much worse into sun. I think the performance improvements will certainly make a big difference for even on older hardware. There's 7.8 changeover, overhead Finma, just by Finmere. Is that Bravo Tango? Yep, Finmere. Tiny little place. Microlights are, no, sorry, that's to Western, which I should know because a buddy of mine has a share in an aeroplane there. I've only been in once. Quite a nice place, nice cafe. Yeah, it is really good, isn't it? I guess if you put the real world equations in, then you get real world results, funnily enough. So I assume that they are not that performance intensive in the grand scheme of things. So it all works out. Oh no, we're actually going over Trent, then Pole Hill. How did I miss that? Doesn't matter, we can pick up Pole Hill. I don't think the area of coverage, sorry, or the dock, the designated operational coverage, is shown on Simbrief/Navigraph. No, it isn't. Which is kind of annoying. That is a useful piece of information. After Pole Hill we're going to Tala, and I could queue those up on the flip-flop, but I'm not really that bothered. VOR nav is pretty old hat. Just double check on cruises 380, and then I guess we better look at some charts. So before we do that we can look at the weather. Refresh just in case there's been an update. Managed to drop a highlighter, thankfully the lid was on. Right, where have I got space on my OFP? I've got some NOTAMs for Inverness. That's just around circling minima for A and B, so that doesn't affect us. Farmer NOTAMs were irrelevant too. So this is 1420 Zulu, so we're gonna... I'd have expected if there was a 1450 to have had it by now, so I'm going to assume that it's every hour we should get another update before we land. Doesn't look like it's changing much. What's that tempo? 999 pages, what is that? That's a lot of pyreps. Interesting. There's some good one there. Max it out. So what are we looking at? 24014. 10k showers in the vicinity. 1,000. Scattered at 3,300. 10 degrees. 3.5 to 999 hectopascals. Doesn't go clear level, self-clear level. So those are all set. It's going to still be roughly the same. So what is it? Look here, 250. So looking at the aerodrome, it has a runway 23, which is handy. Straight in, you've got the same METAR as I have. I'm not going to check my auto router bot. Oh, the other thing you can do, I forgot on VATSIM, is if somebody's being a real pain, is you can just ignore them and then they disappear. Maybe some people fly online and have ignore for everyone. So the VOR to the ILS is a procedure outbound. Does the VOR DME bring us anything? No. So we'll just go overhead, outbound. It's outside controlled airspace. Never mind. There's an NDB. There's not an NDB approach, there is an NDB on the field. Wonderful relics. So we can set that if we need it, though I don't think we're going to need it. And looking at our en route chart, go straight overhead. It's 20 miles from our last waypoint to the overhead, and we're going to stay relatively high for that, so we'll have to think about altitudes, but we'll look on the chart in a moment. So let's go arrive ILS-23 and so there's the Inverness VOR. There's the Inverness NDB. Where are those coming from? Because I don't see those. There's no stars. Interesting. So, I don't have those. Arrival's not below MSA. If you are inbound, you can descend to 3.5 by ATC. So we need to be overhead at 4, But it looks like our MSA is going to be 5. We do 4 and above? Maybe we'll look at the chart in a moment. So we need 025 outbound. Depending on which way round they do it, I think it should be that way. If we look on the legs from GUSSI, minus 039, it's not, of course, it's the other way around. Oh, what did I do? Wrong one. I wanted to hit that one. Execute that, and that should be for Cat C. Something like 026. 025. And we're still doing 7/8, aren't we? Is it going to make much difference to the time? It's just bad drills. Right, so I've picked and set that up, so it should now be visible on our charts. There's no arrival, no parking chart, nothing really to look at, so select that one. That's not right. That's why I don't see it. Because that's initial approach for Cat A and B. Neither of those are helpful anyway. So actually it's the VOR outbound, isn't it? This is VOR to ILS DME, which is fine, so it's 1092 to fly outbound. The only issue with that is that lock will tune the end of the world. Interesting. So yeah, I don't have that. So final approach for 2-3. There you go. And interestingly, so on the Navigraph charts on the iPad there, this is why I couldn't see it, so I've got Cat C shown only, and I would, okay, maybe I get why it's 1 and 2, I would expect A and B to be 1, and then C and D or greater to be 2, but it doesn't matter. There's that note was not shown on mine, because of course the charts probably aren't there. So, you can use the NDB if the VOR is not available. Great. Lowest altitude from the hold is 3. A little bit odd. ILS DME is biased. Fine. So, as you can see here, we're going to be coming in. We can confirm this by taking the legs and then doing a reciprocal. So, GUSSI inbound is 009. Now we don't even have to do the reciprocal on this one. We will be in the sector of 5. So, 4,000 above is fine. for this whole section here, I would say that actually we need to be 5,000 above. But this note here, ATC may give you 3.5 after passing 10 DME inbound. Means that I think where the terrain is, you can then clear it relatively comfortably. Are we going to be able to meet these restrictions? Well, they're all 2,000 above. One of those looks like a platform actually, so Foxtrot 23 is 2,000 bang on. And at that point, we want to be no faster. 180 there, so it's worth putting in. Commercial terminal on the north side, yeah, we'll have a look at that in a moment. So level 180, is there a max speed on the procedure? No. Shifted the top of descent slightly. So that's us over Pole Hill. $235 miles. Should pick it up. Oh, Roger. Well, as you can see, I like to not trust the automation and using the study window. I have looked at that before and it is useful, but it is a cheat. So, 10 miles out, 2,000 above. Fundamentally, we're going to be above those anyway, so I want to find out how high it thinks we're going to be. We've got ample. Might be a little bit sporty, especially with slowing down. Do I want to fly this much faster than 200? No, not really. So we might as well pop that in. So once we're overhead, I mean even 200 is probably a little sporty. We do have paying passengers. Does that make much difference? No. Ever so slightly. Still got 42 minutes to run, so I might have a wee comfort break in a moment. But we'll be beacon outbound for, what was that showing up as? 10. Either way, we're out over the sea, so there's not a lot to hit. Right turn. Inbound 231 1085. If we don't auto tune, then I will set that up. And of course, you'll be switching these over manually. And if you're single crewed, you can use nav2 to fly outbound and nav1 to fly inbound. Minimums. Cat A, B and C, it's 221 feet, so we'll have to go 230 side. Lots of notes, bit of a mess on the plate, 3-degree glide slope, so it shouldn't be too difficult to slow down. Nice approach out over the sea. Not a lot to worry about apart from the terrain down to the south. And the missed approach, as you can see there, is 231, straight to 2000, right to the VOR at 3, and then hold. Danger area, are we going to be near that? Alright, that makes more sense. The lowest altitude is at 3, because if you've done the mist you'll be at 3, so anybody arriving is going to be 1,000 foot above you. Makes more sense when you read it. Not a lot to brief, straight into the VOR, procedure outbound, turn in, and land. The aerodrome is there. And Black Knight said the GA ramp is beside the commercial terminal on the northeast side of the field. So I guess we're just gonna vacate. It's a lot of notes. Helicopters, yeah, it's going to be very busy with helicopters. Not a lot of taxiways available for use, so we'll either just roll to the end nice and comfortably. I don't think we need to flog it. We won't be able to make the other runway. And we're going to do a weather update in a minute, which is why I haven't done the landing data just yet. So I'll do that in a minute. I'm going to take a quick comfort break and then I'll be back. I'll put you in the toilet while I do. Oh, been so long since we looked outside, we have failed to see the weather thickening up. I'll tell you what, I'll just leave you here. I'll be back in a moment. That was actually a worry. What disconnected? Something disconnected. That could be a pickle. How can I see which of my devices has disconnected? I don't want to find out that it's the rudder pedal. No, they still work. As does stick. As does throttle. So what bing bonged at me? That's a worry. Right, well, excuse the slack bladder, as usual. You don't want ATC to come online, stick you in a hold, and then need a pee. We've gone somewhere like Manchester. Anyway, this is looking quite nice, quite scenic. Give it a couple of minutes for the weather. We've got 15 minutes before top of descent, and we can, of course, plan and brief the arrival in the descent. It's just nice to get it out of the way. If we got up here, somebody ahead of us, or quite a way ahead of us. Carlisle, I haven't been there. The aeroplane I normally fly did get stuck there for a while once. Let's have a look on Matscope, see if there's anybody inbound. Somebody's going into Lossy. One departure, where did they go? P8 out over the ocean to come back and not be out over the ocean. And somebody from Iceland coming in, Keflavik. So interestingly, one departure's already gone, another one's already gone, and two arrivals, but I don't know where the second one is. Departing from Aldergrove, a Loganair. They don't look like they're going to be a conflict because got another 1 hour and 18. 16:41 arrival. 51 minutes en route. Shouldn't affect us. Apart from the showers, looks like relatively nice, a little bit windy. Oh, so there was a 1450. Just takes a little bit of time to get into the system again. I just cheated and used auto router. If there is one at 20, I don't know why it takes so long to cascade, probably because it's some form of dial-up relic AFTN network. Sunberg. I would like to fly up to Scotland, but it's really far for the same sort of distance and time. Get down to France, quite a long way. It's down to the south of France. So I saw a friend of mine during the week, and they went on holiday down to the Pyrenees, and did they go to? Alabama? No. They go to Lourdes. They went down somewhere down there. Would certainly be a doable day trip, and probably significantly quicker than flying Ryanair to Perpignan, getting a bus or something ridiculous. Let's see what the weather says. It says 1450. Wind's picked up a bit. Might just be the showers passing through. So the QNH is still the same. It's got a little bit cooler. And somebody in front, there we go, that I do enjoy that on VATSIM. Are they climbing? And you can see, is that a United? So actually that looks like Iceland. Iceland Air. I guess I just don't have the livery for it. From Roma to Keflavik. They're a little bit ahead of us anyway. Oh yes, south of France is definitely more likely to get the sun. Either way, it's a long trip. Not particularly cheap. But what's the point in doing things because they're cheap? Do things because they're enjoyable. Like last year, we did a trip down to Jersey. Surprisingly, taking a light aircraft down there was the same price as if we'd booked with EasyJet. Admittedly short notice, but didn't need to go to Gatwick, didn't need to pay for parking, that jazz. So the return ticket cost was effectively the same. Didn't have to share with any plebs, and didn't have to take my shoes off, which is always a bonus. Let's do that weather again. Autoroute is a really good service. It's free to sign up, and there's a little signal bot, signal or telegram, a little telegram bot where you can get weather, etc. But more importantly, you can modify flight plans, delay them, close them. So as long as you've got internet signal, which usually there's Wi-Fi everywhere, all that admin without having to pick up the phone, which is useful, especially if you don't have a SIM card, for instance. It's not updated yet. Might be a little bit tight. So we can put in what we've got and then change it, which is a bit of a waste of effort, but it's better to have something in case it doesn't come through. Correct. 230 at 20. This is where it's nice having someone else with you because they can do this. I haven't done any shared cockpit yet. Still would like to, but need to find the time to do it. To do the study for the multi-crew. So to get at least a sector each would be nice. So runway length. It is a 6,000 foot runway. The 2.3 is giving us 6194. A little bit more than that. Whatever, it's close enough. And it's erring on the safe side. We think the arrival fuel is going to be 32.6. With factors, we have ample runway available, although we do have quite a bit of wind. Happy with the climb gradients, there was no restriction on those anyway. So 122, no crosswind, +5 gives us 127. So we are relatively light. I think the rosé is nicer in the south of France as well. No disrespect to Scotland, I've been to Scotland before. Been to Edinburgh. Flew out of Dundee. Nice, many, many years ago. Edinburgh out to our right, 4 o'clock. Glasgow out to our 11 o'clock. And Prestwick out to our 9 o'clock. And it's descend time. So I'll set flight level 100 initially. Half armed. Nobody about to crash into, is there? These hills. Let's have a look on the chart. We are inbound to FOYLE. So the highest MSA over the mountains looks like 5.8. So as long as we don't go below 6,000, good. The transition altitude is 3,000 feet, which at 999 gives us a transition level of 4.5. So that's an easy one to pop in. I have a little cheat table for that. You can look it up online. Pressure setting tables. So it's CAT 493 that I've got, but there's a couple of other references. They will do the same thing. So let's try and grab that weather.
Descent checklist. Shoulder harness.
Simulated secure.
Passenger signs.
They're currently in auto. Looks alright. We've got 20 minutes, so I'll leave them on the auto and then pop one, maybe 10 minutes to go.
Pressurization.
Landing field elevation is 0. Pressure is set.
Fuel quantity and balance.
Both tanks are within 20 pounds.
FMS, landing data, charts.
I'm going to skip that.
Approach briefing.
We've already briefed and discussed the approach. The only thing that's going to change is any of the landing speeds. If it goes wrong, just climb straight ahead, go into the hold. Just watching those MSAs of 5,000 from the sector we're approaching in.
VNAV transition flight level.
Done.
Descent checklist complete. FMS, landing data, charts.
Still 1450. So 15 minutes after it should have been issued. Unless there's no change. So Currently light showers and recent showers. So we have done the performance, but I would just like to make sure they ample to play with though. The only thing that's really going to change is the landing factor unless the wind changes massively. Even then, the distances will only change if the wind changes significantly. And if we were really feeling conservative, we could zero out the wind and see what we need, which is certainly how I will gross error plan normally in the real world. If I can plan on a on nil wind factored and still get in within the tarmac that's available, then I'll leave it be, and you're going to have ample performance because I won't ever accept a tailwind deliberately or normally. So unless there's an emergency, for instance. Factored landing distances do make a big old difference in certainly the light aircraft world. I think people pay them lip service. You can reduce them down depending on where you are, and if you know that you've done it, if you're familiar with the airfield and you're happy with your aircraft's performance, you can reduce them down. But certainly keeping in the back of your mind that if you've done that, then you really need to be spot on everything and it will all work out, lest you end up going through the hedge at the other end. So like I say, even with the stock scenery, not terrible, you don't really notice it. Maybe out in the Midwest on a super clear day. I haven't missed Ortho too much. When you're flying tube liners, it doesn't really make much difference. You notice it when it's there and it's nice. With the sim objects turned up now, I think that probably makes more difference to the believable world. Anyway, 50 miles from the airport, 17 minutes to go. I'm going to keep pressing this button. Chart up. I don't know how FO Toto is reading the checklist and checking it off whilst we've got the charts up, but he's clearly a smarter guy than I. Which, when you look at this product, is obvious. I could definitely not create this. I'd struggle with some of the maths that he's done. Just replicating a jet engine is beyond me. Spelling jet engine isn't. So we're approaching 200. So we'll be at 10,000 in about 5 minutes. update. Well, looks like we're going to be going off that then. So, can I zero that out? No. What I can do is delete this out. See what we get. And you'll see we've still got, we should still be factored, stopped in 2/3 of the runway available. Doesn't change the speeds. So send that through. Comfortably be arriving. So we'll just roll gently down, save the wear on the brakes. Pop the seatbelt on. So I'm happy we've done landing performance.
In range checklist next.
Who's this? Flying over the mountains at 8,000 feet. So approaching GUSSI. We're just about to be within that MSA sector. 25 nautical miles from the VOR. So I am going to. No, I won't wind it down. It's nice to have a warning of 10,000 approaching. But once we're after GUSSI, 5,000, we are not going to stop at. Sorry, we are not going to descend below. How are the displays, by the way? Visible enough? I haven't tweaked them. I've kept them the teeny tiny same size. So we have still no ATC. Now that's interesting. The mouse used to disappear, didn't it? And it's persistent on screen. If the explainers reset that during an update. Start bringing the speed back. A little bit lower. See if we can achieve that. Try and minimise the use of speed brake for the comfort of the passengers. It's a little bit of an interesting cloud formation above our heads. It's a little bit too straight to be real. And a bit noisy, a bit pixelated. A bit weird. Oh no, that's because we're in rain. That's what that noise is. So icing conditions, yes. Speed message, yes. That's only because I've set it to 200. See how we get on. So we are in rain. Do I have to do the ignition for con? I don't think I do, but I'm going to. Pilsner will know. I haven't seen it in the AFCOM. It doesn't mention using continuous ignition with the cowl icing. I would have thought that that was sensible and or obvious. Inverness traffic, fraction 8 Delta Foxtrot is a Challenger 650, 8 miles to the south of the Inverness VOR, inbound, the full procedure, ILS-DME, runway 23, Inverness traffic.
Inverness traffic, Golf Purple, November Delta Tango, QC 19, 20 miles south of Inverness VOR for the DME arc into runway 23, Inverness traffic.
Lights camera action at... Right, there we go. Belts are on. Is it raining? I can't tell. I think it might have stopped. Rain that comes out of nowhere. No, it is still raining. Fine. So, speed message. Yeah, we are a bit quick.
In range checklist. APU. Started. Altimeters.
Do those in a minute.
Avionics.
Checked.
External lights. On. N1 target. Set.
Inverness traffic, fraction 8 Delta Foxtrot, beacon outbound, ILS for the VOR, ILS DME, runway 23, Inverness traffic.
Inverness traffic, Golf Delta Tango, just coming up the DME arc for 23, so it should be clear of the traffic on the procedure turn.
Yeah, he's miles out. IDX is tuned and set. There's 200. Should maintain a comfortable descent there. So we're on the procedure now, we can go all the way down to 2000, bumpy in the clouds, below profile, should have done that a little bit earlier. Now this is interesting, watch the Charlie climb. Seems a little bit sluggish there. Wouldn't expect it to climb. Didn't really, well, I'd expect it to level off. Let's bring the speed back. We're on path. The airplane's actually slowing down. Wait till 200 just to try and not use the flap speed brake.
Avail completed. APU generator. On. CAS.
checked.
In range checklist
I
complete.
can't even tell if it's raining or not.
Altimeters.
I don't think it is. So they're all set.
Before landing checklist next. Before landing checklist. Landing gear lever.
So here's our turn, right to 231.
Altimeter setting.
Given less traffic, fraction 8 Delta Foxtrot, base turn ILS 23. Oh, and it's raining again. Was that an anti-ice for the CAS? Clear of anything else is what I meant. That turn looks a little bit tight. Was it a standard rate turn? There's no ticks on here for a standard rate, is there? Makes it more difficult. So Charlie Foxtrot 23 is about 8 miles or something out, so we're at 10. And now we are high. That's interesting, but the glide slope is coming back in.
The Golf Delta Tango is going to make a right turn away to give the traffic a bit more room. Less traffic.
Thanks, we're just ahead and they've got you on TCAS. Right, approach armed.
What's your approach speed?
We're currently 180 and just slowing to 160.
Down indicating. No steer. Armed
Excellent,
center
we're
20 skid. Armed tested. Passenger
That didn't work
signs
too well, did it?
on. Wing cowl anti-ice.
So the missed approach is 2 to 3. Anti-ice is set
Continuous ignition.
and we're 7 DME.
On. Thrust reversers. Armed. Spoilers. Stowed auto. Flaps.
Holding on the landing flap. Yeah, so I couldn't tell if we were in rain or not. We were, then we weren't, then we were, then we weren't, and then we were again. Thanks, Explain. So we'll keep the speed up.
This traffic Golf Delta Tango, we're localised established at 7.5 miles. Speed 110.
Given this traffic, fraction 8 Delta Foxtrot is established 5.2 miles at 160 knots. There we go, so we are making a bit of a closing difference. Just bad timing really, he was on the arc. Was there a hold on that arc? Not sure. 4.2, we want to start slowing. Self-cleared to land, I don't see anybody. Oh, wrong button.
Set. CAS.
Checked. All green.
Before landing checklist complete. After landing checklist next.
1000.
So 127. Fix that speed by 500. He may have an issue in having to Go around due to spacing. Looks like we're out of the rain.
Approaching 2-3.
Didn't check the runway width actually. Does that look a little bit narrow? I think it is.
500.
So a little bit low, correcting.
Flight slow.
Still correcting.
Approaching minimums.
With visual anyway. There we go, back on the pappies.
Minimums.
Continue.
$100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Inverness traffic, Golf Delta Tango, short final 3 miles, 23, Inverness.
Fraction 8 Delta Fox just touch down and we'll vacate at the end. We'll keep speed up.
Excellent.
600
Reverse
meters
is stowed.
remaining.
So much for not wearing out the brakes, A.
300 remaining. $100 remaining. $30 remaining.
Inverness traffic, fraction 8 Delta Foxtrot, runway vacated.
After landing checklist. Landing, pulse, recog lights. Off. Anti-collision lights.
This looks pretty good.
Off. Continuous ignition. Off. Windshield heat. Off. Probes. Off. Wing anti-ice. Off. Cowl anti-ice.
Leave it on.
Spoilers. Stowed. Flaps. 0. ATC TCAS. Alt on. Radar mode. Standby. After landing checklist complete. Engine shutdown checklist next.
Somebody's put some effort into this, it looks pretty good. Ground trucks, less so. I'm sure they'll bump into us, but that's an explained thing. Let's see if we can find a parking spot over here.
Hot start flight support. Jenny speaking. How can we help?
Send out the taxi, please.
Understood. We'll have that ready for you. Anything else?
That's it.
Always a pleasure. Take care.
I think Scottish might have just come online. I think we're just going to find... This is really... I'm quite impressed with this scenery. Might need a little bit of fettling, but it looks pretty good. I think we should park up over here.
Inverness traffic, Golf Delta Tango, runway 23 indicated. FedEx.
1601 on blocks.
Engine shutdown checklist. Taxi lights. Off. Parking brake. Set. Reverse thrust. Stowed. Generators 1 and 2. Off. Engine 2 shut down.
Empty leg?
Fuel
Oh,
boost pumps.
I'm not going to do another one.
Off. Fuel system.
Wait for the right low. Which we have.
Engine 1 shut down. Check ITT below 350 degrees Celsius.
Checked.
Anti-ice.
What's the check? Oh, I think
Off.
we're on.
14th stage.
Just couldn't quite see it.
Off. Beacon. Off. No steer. Off. ATC TCAS. Standby 0. Parking brake if chalked.
Wait for the chocks. Brakes off.
Passenger signs. Off. Cabin differential. 0 PSI. Engine shutdown checklist complete. Securing checklist next.
Right, let's open the door.
There's traffic. Don't send out taxi to general aviation park.
Thanks. Was it butter? It was smoothish.
Our ride is here. Thank you, Captain. Always such a pleasure flying with you. Have a nice rest of your day.
But what's interesting is Pegasus always seems to read it as quite high, 231 feet per minute. Don't know what the G was. Volanta says the touchdown was 230, 1.22 G. 1.2 G is probably right in it. You don't want it much lower than that. So they're getting in the bus. We had 1:15 flight time, and is that 1 hour 25 blocks?
Secure and checklist. Emergency lights.
So I was just reading off of those two, but yeah, we could have a look. I'm never normally worried. I mean, it felt okay, but just seems like it was relatively high. 0.428. I would have to look that up. So emergency lights are off.
AC/DC utility switch.
Off. And I think we've got a little prop. It's a real shame that that effect is so reflective and jank. That's really bad, isn't it? I don't know if I can get better models for this, or if this is what we are stuck with. Yeah. What was the check? AC/DC off 3 minutes. Yeah.
Headsets.
I've got to keep mine on.
Thrust reversers.
Both off.
Chocks.
They're both in.
Parking brake.
Is off.
Hydraulic pumps.
So if we're going to leave it here for a while, I'll go out and shut the door. He's not going to be able to see me walking around, which is a shame. It's the best bit. I like how that gets stuck. Just need a little kickstand. I'm sure I know why that won't work, and explain.
Nav lights, logo light.
Yeah, you think it's a model issue? Nav lights are leave on, logo lights off.
APU generator.
Do that in a minute. So start packs, power fuel, battery master, cockpit refuel panel. Still running, but we'll turn it off. Service lights, pins, covers. We'll do that while we've got a couple of minutes to kill. And I'll write down the data of the FMC. And then the sudden noise stops. So the model when they're not running is, well, it's alright. Beacons on. Don't know what we look like. What was his call sign? Gant. I mean, it looks alright from about there. So we've had 3 minutes. So we're going to do APU gen.
APU start stop, packs, LCV, 10th stage isolation valve, APU power fuel, ICAS APU gauge, battery master, cockpit refuel panel, service lights, pins and covers. Securing checklist complete.
Difficult to see. Are they both out? Yes. So 3840. So 1442 on at 1557. 2632 pounds used. I'm only writing that down because I'm interested to see how much that trip cost. Do I need anything else? 1 hour 15 en route and block times 36 to 01. So 1 hour 25. Nice. Just got to wait, check the engines. I gave them an auto top up last flight, so they shouldn't need another one. And what I can do is tidy this up and say thanks very much for watching. Sorry it's not another leg. It will probably be an empty leg back but I may not have a chance. I will try and get I'm going to try and get a stream in this week, but I will be only at this computer on Monday till Wednesday. So those are the only days that I can do. Pilsner, good night. Thanks for joining. It's always good to see you. Black Knight, thanks for the support. All the other people that are watching that haven't said hi, I appreciate you as well, but do say hi, because then I can at least acknowledge you and have a chat. Fun little flight there with a little bit of separation. I probably could have done a bit better and given an ETA overhead. That may have helped. I did assume that I was going to be significantly quicker than the King Air that we were overtaking, and it did work out. I don't know if he did an orbit. He probably could have practiced separation and figured it out, but it all worked out. That's just a message from that guy. And the fun of VATSIM in London. Maybe we should base out of Oxford so that we don't have these issues, but Farnborough I think is the big hub. Farnborough and Biggin Hill. What could possibly go wrong? Anyway, thanks very much. Hopefully I'll see you again in a day or two. I'll try and plan something in. Maybe try and tie it up with whatever VATSIM coverage there is or any events on a Monday or Tuesday. And until the next time, take care of yourselves. See you soon. Bye for now.